For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za. iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za is Kaizer Chiefs at the top of the table. At the top of the table. They're sharing that, of course, with Eric Tinkler, who also has won 3 matches out of 3. It was Kaizer Chiefs at the FNP Stadium against the Richards Bay that looks like an LFA or ABC Motsepe League team. It's worrying signs for them. It was worrying signs for Polokwane City last week when we watched them against Kaizer Chiefs that you wonder where their points will come from because they offered nothing. In the first half, we didn't even see what was the color of the jersey of Brendan Peterson. In the second half, maybe we saw it once or twice. There was only one winner here. If Chiefs were to score, then that was going to be the winner. Other than that, Richards Bay were never. I would bet my house that they were never going to win the game. It was either going to be a 0-0 draw or a Kaizer Chiefs win. Lindo Pep, our analyst, your summary of the game, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Nke, wathi ngibulisa team ngara.
Sure.
Yeah, namhlanje ngihlinzi Mr. Nke inkomo, ngithenga ama pieces. There's no need ukuthi ngiphule ngihlepule. Imoto siyistrip start and go namhlanje.
Ama Somalia.
Yeah, no.
I think it's ama pieces.
Yeah, no. Namhlanje asihlinzi nix. Sithenga ama pieces. Nakhona asithengi breast. There's too much meat. I don't know. No. Sithengi wing. Akananyama le nto yakulentu yaqipuno kanzima.
Asibangena.
You understand Mr. Nke? But anyway, to be honest with you, it was a very difficult watch. That's what I'm trying to explain. A very difficult watch. But also, credit to Kaizer Chiefs. They won 9 points.
Confidence booster.
It's a confidence booster going into Mamelodi Sundowns. It's very important to mention that at this phase of the season, it's important to collect maximum points. You cannot criticize a team that collected 9 out of 9. But I mean, I'm not here to analyze the result. I'm here to analyze the performance. And 100%. Yeah, Mr. Nkeu, the first thing engifuna ukuyibuza ku Kaizer Chiefs is why you lile haki touchline. Mina, just to answer the question, put myself in the coach's shoe, is that a player, a winger, maul haki touchline. You want to open the central corridor. What is the central corridor? It's the space between a fullback and a winger. But also, what do you need now from Abom to Abondlov? You need those penetrative runs that go behind the defense. Sometimes, but occupy lesser space to drag a center back out of position at times. You don't see that. Even though you saw a little bit Azam, I think that's why they made the changes in second half, bringing in players that can play in between our pockets. Because Ukros Yambona on the left hand side, they are trying to do that with the fullback. We could isolate a fullback, Richard's space, so that they can open that space. Another thing, Mr. Nkeu, is in midfield. You are playing with a 3-man midfield. There's lack of fight in midfield. You need to win a midfield battle. Abomteto. On the ball, you need to be as comfortable as possible in terms of progress. The passing game in Kaizer Chiefs, for me, in my opinion, in the first half was terrible. It became better in the second half when they brought in Gaston Sirino, when they brought in Nkosimpile Ngob.
Oh, Sirino made a huge difference.
Big difference. The two centre-back pairing, sometimes they make irrational decisions. Sometimes by Russia in terms of Fukjachi game. I think I did allude even when the boy. That's why, Mr. Nkeu, it's important to say these things or positively criticize when the team is winning. The boy Fabian McCarthy might have won. Aiden, I'm sorry to say. Aiden might have won a man of the match. But I'm saying in terms of Fukri game, he's got a disadvantage.
He looks comfortable on the ball itself when he's got the ball to receive and pass. But he was late in that moment and he got injured as well.
But in the previous game, out of position, you don't tackle someone who's facing in the other direction. But Mr. Nkeu, just to speak about Gaston Sirino comes in, changes the game for Kaizer Chiefs. Why? Exactly the detail that we are speaking about. If she stretch a wing, you need someone who can master pockets. And Gaston masters that because even at Sundowns, he used to score most of his goals closer to the box. We are able to finish. We've seen that from Gaston Sirino. And I believe that Gaston, if Angalung is one of the best players they have at Kaizer Chiefs in terms of creativity, in terms of kicking about feet left and right. Technically, he's very good. He can play in between our pockets. He can play as a winger. He can play as a number 10. So he can offer them a lot in terms of his creativity. It's just about getting the best out of him. And another thing that I want to mention in Kaizer Chiefs is I want the coaches to bring out the best in individual players. Some of these Kaizer Chiefs players, we are not bringing out the best in them because we limit sometimes I'm a player. You want to play him across, right, Mr. Nkeu? Ulilepo receives the ball on the right-hand side. He's crossing the ball for a Wutuba. Yeah. The other winger is high and wide, so you're crossing for one person.
One person and it's short.
There's nothing wrong with playing with crosses. It's a variation in terms of attack. But sharp, who cross one people on the left-hand side? Ulilepo haki touchline le. He's the tallest player. So who is he crossing the ball to? So for me, there's certain things in their game model that doesn't make sense. It only makes sense with the signings that they made. They just recently signed Ikagaro. He's tall, he's got aerial presence. They signed that guy from Indonesia. It makes a lot of sense in terms of his strike. Because the profile is Silva. The profile of how they play is we want to build out from the back, get the ball in wider areas, bring in a cross. Diagonal ball in the second half. This guy is 5 meters away from him. He plays that ball same time. It's a coaching details. Because Umonyane would have received the ball in 1v1 situation. He sees an opportunity. Even Nanabum to Mababoni opportunity in wider areas. They've got one principle: bring in the ball in the box. And for me, I just want to advise the Kaizer Chiefs technical team. In South Africa, we've got short players. We are almost similar to Spanish Brazilians a little bit. For you to bring out the best in us, you need to understand that technically we are very good. Sabantaba ne football brain in terms of ukudlala ibhola phansi. Be able to bring out the best. Yes, football needs variation. The tipo lamali wide, sometimes you am thinking umuntu ogadlazayo in the box. Another thing that I want to profile is game model yabo needs a striker that can occupy both of those center backs, because bafuna ukuvula le ama channel lawa in between. Then you need a striker that can pull those, that can control those two center backs. For me, Mopego Wandile Tuba. Is he a striker with a he's not that guy.
He doesn't have a presence.
Another thing is with their wingers, the profile of wingers they want to play with. They always isolate their wingers. Sharp, clean. That's why for me it needs to make sense. I really need it to make sense. You're isolating the wingers. They're always playing on a 1v1 situation. But the first detail you need from them is to bring in the ball in the box.
Yeah, that's a perfect analysis of Kaizer Chiefs, and I like the point that you made that we're not just going to analyze the result, we analyze the performance as well. And I think some of the points are positive, like you're bringing out the positive aspects of this is a negative thing that you can do and this is how you can fix it as well, if they're interested in fixing it. But I want to spend some time on Richards Bay. I'm concerned about them. We saw Polokwane City last week against Chiefs. It was a concern. For me, if at 20 minutes, I already know that Chiefs is not going to lose this game. I already know that whatever happens, it can be a draw or Chiefs is going to win. It means that the other team is every man behind the ball. They're not offering anything. What are your concerns about them? What did you make of them in terms of how they applied themselves in this game? Tactically, how did the coach even change the game, help the players on the field of play?
Mr. Nkewu, in the first 20 minutes on my notes, I wrote good shape, good structure. They are here to add numbers.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, these teams are here to add numbers. And I mean, also, the quality of the players, because of where they scout these players. Sometimes we become too harsh on these players, but some of these players are not seasoned players. And sometimes some of these players are new faces.
Maybe it can be said that they shouldn't be playing in the Betway Premiership, but it's not their fault. It's the team who scouted them.
Mr. Nkewu, you look at the profile of wingers, Ukumete, Nonzam. For me, in my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a lesser team based on equality, Richards Bay, to go on a defensive block. Nothing wrong. It's a tactical. We are not saying teams must play the same way. It's a tactical approach, sharp. But in that tactical approach, Bengalama winger to cheat. The minimum you can defend with in football is 7. It doesn't make sense that you look at their detail, and it's a coaching thing. You have only against a training. The striker's responsibility is to focus on Uqele, who's the defensive midfielder. The wingers must come inside to focus on the 2 number 8s so that the fullbacks can mark a wing. So if out of position, very deep, they're going 1v1. And for me, the coaches are also not allowing these players to bring the best out of them. For me, Dentwana Nzama, he's got the speed, he's got the technical ability, he's got the dribble, he's got the vision. The very same with Ukumete on the left. For me, maybe the quality-wise, they might not produce what needed for them to produce. But there's at least bring the best out of players. As you bring out the best in Ganjan, Mr. Keo, because we have good man a limitation. Play them closer to the box, where they will only just need a dribble. In 10 dribbles, they might get 4 right. And maybe you might succeed by scoring opportunities. So we are watching a team that is not even interested in creating opportunities. And that makes it difficult for a person like me who has to come here and analyze, to say, what are the talking points? So the only thing I can mention, good Richards Bay, is that's good and positive, is good shape. And then what?
You always look good when you're every man behind the ball, especially when the other team is not scoring. It looks good up until they score.
Another thing maybe you can give them credit for is allow Umthetho to dlale free. You have on game plan, it's a tactical detail. Allow Umthetho to have the ball. There's no forward pass. He's always going to pass sideways. There's no imagination in that game. And for me, it looked good first half up until Kaizer Chiefs identified that. And credit to the Kaizer Chiefs coaches, because they really identified that, hey, hello, we are playing against a team that is playing a low block. We need a little bit of creativity. We need an extra pass in midfield. And Ungobo provides an extra pass, even though it stays longer on the ball. Sirino comes inside to add a number.
All right, let's wrap it up. Yeah. 3 wins out of 3. Kaizer Chiefs are not title contenders, not by any stretch of the imagination. But what is positive is maybe they might not even struggle to get in the top 8. Maybe that's a good thing, that Iyabavuma fixture is 3 wins out of 3. Maybe you take the Sundowns game out. They play Golden Arrows after Sundowns. Maybe it might be 4 wins out of 5. That means you might not have to worry about getting into a struggle into the top 8. Or am I wrong? And are they title contenders?
No, they're not title contenders. And for me, Mr. Nkewu, this is. I know we don't have time. For me, Kaizer Chiefs needs to decide early, and I said this last season, Mr. Nkeu, if they're going to rely on a system to win the match, that might take them 5 years. So for me, they are approaching this very different. Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates needs to play with special players. For this process to at least move fast, Mr. Nkeu, they can't bring in. I like the Paul Luke Patman. I like Uvelepa as a player. Yes, they've done
Let's
well.
not talk about those players.
Okay, sure.
Actually, I would love not to talk because I don't like what happened there. But and it's still also being appealed as well.
But my bigger point, Mr. Nkeu, is with those sign players that are going to take this team to the next level. Bring in special players that can. I'm looking for the right English way. Would it process it?
Yeah, because I see what you're saying, that they want to go wide, but their wide players don't know how to take on players. If they had special players like Abomofukeng, Abolitlago on the left and the right, maybe it will help them. And if they had a special player on Wandile Tuba, maybe it would help them. If they're special midfielders, maybe it would help them.
It would help them because now they're depending on the system. For it to work, it took Mamelodi Sundowns years to get that system right. That's why Mamelodi Sundowns, now the system is working on their favor. If Pirates, they quickly speed up the process. You know why, Mr. Nkeu? Because they brought in special players into that structure. And special players were able to win them games. Nano Makati came in about goal.
But in terms of collecting of points, though, I think the point is that either these points will mean something that you will have an easier entry to top 8 or maybe even higher. We'll see.
A successful season for me, for Kaizer Chiefs, is top 6. And I think the sixth position for me, they've done well if they do that, considering the type of players that they have.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, Guardiola. Lovely always to chat to you. That's Kaizer Chiefs. Well, if you disagree with the assertion that they're not in the title race, you can also let us know on the comments section. Like, subscribe on the video as well. iDiski TV, iDiski Times, was suspecting. For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za.
Shapunjan Bafuyetui Kamalamu Lindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiski TV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Benedict Villagazi, they call me so. Niazi Bafuyetui, I'm a coach for life. They are back in winning ways. Please, I tell you to subscribe to iDiski TV.